Hello students, my name is Suma and I will be your electronics lecturer for first PUC as well as second year PUC. I can't really wait to see you. It is super exciting for me to have you all in our college campus and take you through the campus and the electronics lab as well. Now technology is everywhere. Without technology we can't think of everyday life, how it is going to be. So choosing electronics makes it a wise decision, I would say. So according to me, there are three advantages of having electronics as second year PUC electives. Advantage number one, since you have chosen electronics, it is a scoring subject. I have been teaching in CARMEL college for the past 15 years and I have seen your seniors scoring really well in electronics. And it is an interesting subject as well. Why? Because when you are in the lab and you are conducting the experiment with those tiny little components, and when you connect to the output and you see the result, or when you see those LED blinking, or when you see those waveforms in the CRO, the excitement that you have, I have seen in the eyes of other students. It is going to be exciting. So the advantage number one for having chosen electronics is that it is a scoring subject as well as an interesting subject. When I say scoring subject, I have to tell you that all my students up till now, majority of them, 99% I can say, have got first class and above, and more than 60% get distinction and above. So it is a scoring subject. It is an easy subject. You can take it in your mind. That is advantage number one. Advantage number two is that just because you have chosen electronics, you are learning a lot of what you study in electronics in second year PUC physics. Okay? When you learn in PUC physics, your competitive examinations automatically become easy for you. So you will start scoring really well in your CET or COMED K or your VIT exam or PSAT or your JEE mains and advanced. All these competitive examinations have quite a few topics of electronics in them. So your scoring becomes much better over there. That is advantage number two. And the last advantage, according to me, is that because you have chosen electronics, whether you continue pursuing in electronics or not, you can still be a hobbyist. You can make your own little circuits later on and you can have fun with it. And you will be able to understand this digital world, ever improving digital world better than others. And you can explain to your relatives and friends what the advancements are about, because you are able to understand it better than them. And now that you see everywhere things are becoming smart. You see smart car, smart plane, smart house, smart hospital. How is this becoming smart? It's all because of electronics. And this smart thing is because of the sensors that we have. You must have heard of Internet of Things. It's all about electronic sensors or transducers as we call. And these transducers you're learning in first year PUC itself. So you will be able to understand these smart things which are going to happen, or in some places it's already happening in a much better way, and you will be able to connect to the technological world better. Okay, these are the three advantages that I can think of. There are many more advantages for sure. There is no field in the world where there is no electronics these days. Okay, so this is about just briefly about electronics and its scope, and I really have to tell you what you are learning in first year PUC syllabus, academic wise, and also about online classes, about tests, and about the events. I am going to conduct lots of events in electronics for you every year. It's going to be super exciting for you, and also about the lab, how it is going to be, and your syllabus for first year PUC. So I have prepared a little PPT for you. So we'll just go through it slide by slide. Okay, you are a 2021 batch of students. Welcome again. Now first year PUC electronics subject is a practical based subject. So we have theory and practicals. It is divided into theory and practicals. Theory in the final examination carries 70 marks and practicals is conducted for 30 marks. Theory, you have 9 chapters to study, and practicals, up till now we were doing 14 experiments. Let us see how it is going to be for you this year. And let me tell you about practicals. Theory, because I'm going to tell you much more in detail. You're going to see the syllabus as well. Practicals, you're going to have one experiment conducted every week, and the lab is for 2 hours duration. You will be conducting the experiment, you will record all the readings, and if you need to plot a graph, all the instructions will be given. You are going to do within the time frame of 2 hours in the lab. And for that you need to maintain 100 pages long notebook for observation. You will be writing there, getting it corrected, and you will also have to write the relevant circuit diagram, readings, everything in the practical record. And the practical record you have to purchase from college itself. We have specific CARMEL college practical record. You're going to write in that only. You're not buying from anywhere else. All those instructions will be given once we start the lab. No need to hurry regarding the lab record as of now. Coming to the theory, it is you're going to write the final examination for 70 marks. For this, I want you to maintain 200 pages long notebook for your classwork. Right now we are going to have online classes. About an online class also I'm going to tell you in detail. And when the classes are done in online, you have to maintain assignment book also, because after each online class you will be given assignment. So you're going to write the answers in the assignment book, that is 100 pages long notebook. And the other one is for the lab, that is little later. Now let us see what all chapters you have in theory. Theory contents of first year PUC electronics. You have 9 chapters. Initially we are going to begin with Introduction to Electronics. How electronics evolved through the years. Okay, initially they invented they discovered electrons, and from then onwards slowly we had vacuum tube diodes, triodes, and then came semiconductor diodes and transistors, and then integrated circuits and the chips, and the number of devices within a integrated circuit went on increasing, and that is why now you are having the entire world in your palm, that is in your cell phone. You can see everything, you can do many things which is possible only because of the evolvement of electronics from just the discovery of electrons to up till now. So all that briefly we are going to discuss in Introduction to Electronics, and also applications of electronics in various fields we are going to talk about in first chapter. In the second chapter you need to know basics. So principles of electricity and few network theorems are there which are required for us to understand electronics, and AC principles. This is what we are going to discuss in second chapter. There are few theorems like Ohm's law, which some of you may be already knowing, and there are many more network theorems, and all the theorems and laws which you learn here, based on that you have experiments in the lab as well. And in measuring instruments you're going to learn medical measuring instruments, electronic measuring instruments, and also like voltmeter, ammeter and things like that, and cathode ray oscilloscope, which is a very important measuring instrument for an engineer. So that you're going to learn in measuring instruments. Fourth chapter is about passive electronic components. Here you will be learning about resistors, capacitors, inductors and transformers, and transducers or sensors like microphone, loudspeakers and thermistor, which is a temperature sensor, and many more. So here you are going to learn all about components. In the next chapter, when you apply AC and DC voltage and current to these passive components, how they behave, that is what you are going to learn in fifth chapter. And in the sixth chapter you will be learning about semiconductor devices, that is diodes and applications applications of diodes. You know, diodes can be used for rectification, conversion of AC to DC, and it can also be used as a regulator, and for many more applications. So that is in 6th chapter. And in 7th chapter, continuation of that, bipolar junction transistor. Without semiconductor devices, you cannot imagine what is happening in the world with respect to digital advancements. Because they invented diodes and transistors, now you are enjoying the appliances of electronics. Okay, if anything is shrinking, in the sense, if your cell phone is becoming smaller and smaller, if your television is becoming thinner and wider, and if you are enjoying 3D images and things like that, it is all because of it began with the invention of transistor. So we need to appreciate how the technology has evolved. So that's what you're learning in first year PUC, all about components in first PUC, and we're going to put them all together and make circuits, and we will have applications of these devices in second year PUC in the form of amplifiers or oscillators, and amplitude modulation. In communication, you have amplitude modulation, frequency modulation, AM, FM, and cell phone technology. All those things you're going to learn in second year PUC. Very, very interesting applications you have. For that, you need to learn the components this year. Okay, these are the components. And 8th chapter is about Introduction to Digital Electronics. Digital electronics is all about binary numbers, zeros and ones. Okay, and these days everything is about digital circuits only. So you need to know about digital circuitry, very basics. You're going to learn about logic gates. If you have already heard of AND gate, OR gate, NOR gate, etc., universal gates, all that we are going to discuss in the 8th chapter. And the last chapter is about the already learned components, how they are available practically, and their specifications, and how they are all soldered on printed circuit board, PCB, like your motherboard, or in any electronic device. You have to have a PCB on which all these resistors, capacitors, and transformers and diodes and transistors, everything will be soldered. That is PCB. We are going to discuss that in 9th chapter. So this is the bird's view of first year PUC electronics syllabus. And how we are going to learn all these, at least initially we are going to have online classes. So in online classes, I'm going to start with the first chapter only. We'll be going in that order only, first, second, third, fourth, up till 9th chapter, and taking little topic at a time. I'll be making video for you, and you'll be watching the video, and based on the topic you're going to answer the quiz, and also few questions, 3 to 4 questions will be given. You're going to write answers for the assignment questions and upload answers within the time frame given. It will be told within this time you have to upload, so be alert and do it on the same day. If it is not done, you will be marked absent. And the video also you're supposed to watch within the time frame given, otherwise videos will be removed from the drive. So you have to do it on everyday basis, not procrastinating. You're not going to postpone learning. If it has to happen that day, it has to happen that day. Okay, consistency is the key for learning and excelling also. So this is about online classes. Again, when we are having classes, I'll be telling you more in detail. So according to David Warlick, who is an educator, which is very relevant in today's scenario, he says we need technology in every classroom and in every student and teacher's hand, because it is the pen and paper of our time, and it is the lens through which we experience much of our world. Isn't it true? Yeah, it is very much true in present context. So happy learning, students. I hope to see you very soon. Okay, take care, be safe.